So one more time, a little bit of cross multiplying here, right? So we're going to take the 6, and the 6 is going to go to here and to here. So we're going to get 6x squared plus 18. And then we're going to take that 7x, and it's going to go here and here, right? Boom, and right there, equals 7x squared plus 7x. Okay, this is an Algebra 1 problem, to be actually honest at this point now. I'm going to remind you here, pre-calc, some ways to make our work a little bit easier. Our goal is to get everything, because I have x squareds on one side and 0 on the other, right? Now you can move the 7 this way, or you can move the 6x squared the other way. I always move the smaller one. And let me tell you why. I don't like negatives, right? So right now, I would like you to go ahead, get everything onto this side over here. Could you do that with me? Here we go. Some of you have just ripped right through this. I act like you don't know what you're doing, and you all totally know what you're doing here. So here's what I got. I got 18 equals 1. I'm just going to make that x squared plus 7x, and then I'm going to move the 18 over. Boom. How is it looking? Is yours looking like mine? Now we're going to x factor. Nice and easy. Nothing scary here. Factors of negative 18 that make 7. That's going to be 9 and negative 2, which is a little slice of awesome. X plus 9, x minus 2 equals 0. Our answers are negative 9 and positive 2. Now we're going to need, we have one new thing to add in. You all have seen this, what I'm about to talk about, in Algebra 2 and Algebra 2 trig, but you probably don't really remember it. And it's this idea that not every answer to these problems works. Sometimes you're going to get an answer and it will be what we call extraneous or a bad answer. And let me show you what that could look like. If I have a problem that looks like this, x over x minus 5 plus 7 equals 1 over x minus 5. Everyone's watching. This is new stuff. I could plug in all sorts of numbers to work. I could plug in 10 or whatever. I could make this work. But watch what would happen if I plugged in the number 5. If I plugged in the number 5 in here, I'm going to get 5 take away 5. And that's going to make 0 on the denominator. Anytime we have problems that have fractions and have denominators, we have to make certain that we never get 0 in the denominator. If you get an answer and it makes your denominator 0, it's a bad answer. So watch what we're going to do. I got negative 9 and negative 2. Negative 9 and positive 2. I'm going to go back to the original problem. All I have to do to see if they're naughty bad answers is just look at the denominator. 2 times 7. Is that 0? No. 2 is a good answer. Negative 9 times 7. Is that 0? No. It's a good answer. What I'm going to warn you about is moving forward and on your quest, that is in 3 weeks. That seems like a long time, but we got to break off. One of your problems will have a bad answer. So I need you to start, before you circle your answers from here on out, give it a quick look to see if it's bad, or what we call in math, extraneous. That's like your friend who always puts himself into your conversations and doesn't add anything. It's like, dude, we're not even talking about that. You know what he is? That friend is extraneous. So that's the deal. Okay, so are you guys ready to try one on your own? Let me get rid of this. Here we go. Okay, here we go. You guys ready? Let's try this one together. You guys ready? More often than not always, more often than not, extraneous answers happen when you have more than one answer. But they can even happen on a regular problem too. So it's something now in pre-calc moving forward, we need to watch for it. We need to watch for the bad ones, right? Going to do a little factor action here. Factors of 2 that make -3. Oh, do me a favor. What's a Mrs. Tarantino hint before you start this problem? Yeah, plus the negative. Here's why. You're going to start distributing. And if you don't have that negative right next to the 1, chances are you're going to forget to distribute the negative. So, man, I had people today doing the 5 problems and like, why did I miss it? I'm like, look, it's that minus. I swear to God, it has been 30-something years. Trust me on this one. Change it, put it right next to that number. It will be in your best interest, right? So here we're going to go. That's x minus 2, x minus 1. Is that right? I'm going to use the magical multiplier, right? So I'm going to give everyone needs to be included. An x minus 1 needs to be included. And an x minus 2 needs to be included. So what the holy hell happened there? So he gets both. X minus 1, x minus 2. He gets both. X minus 1, x minus 2. He gets both. X minus 1, x minus 2. And now we're ready to cancel, right? So nice and slowly distribute. X squared minus 2x. Cancel. Distribute. Nice and careful here. Minus 1x plus 1. That plus 1 can kill you right there. Because if you put it as -1, the whole answer kind of goes to hell. What? Why? Okay. And then finally, cancel. Yay. 2x minus 5. Hey, look, there's where my x squared is. My x squared is over here, right? Get everything on this side. Lean it up. And everyone's doing this problem for me. Colton, do this problem, bud. So Colton. No, just do the problem. I get a seat from here.
I got x equals 6 x equals 7.
Still feel like none of those are correct. So here we go. So first thing I'm going to do this. Do you agree that I'm going to make this -3x? Is everyone cool with that? Did I? Yep. No, there's anyone there? Yeah. I'm going to move the 2x over. X squared minus 5x. I'm going to move the 5 over plus 6. Is everyone okay to that? Right? Hey, I got to be truthful. No one likes the 6 as the end number because we blow that a lot. So you need to be really careful. It feels like you're going to say 6 and 1 make 5. But here's the problem with that. That's 6 and -1. And that doesn't make positive 6. So here's what I'm actually asking for. Factors of positive 6 that make -5 are 2 numbers with the same sign.
Nope.
So it's not 6 and 1. It's -2 and -3. Are you guys cool with that? Yeah? So here we go. X minus 2, x minus 3. Our answers are 2 and 3. But wait, go back up here. One of these answers is a bad answer. Can anyone look? Actually, I want you to do this. Turn to your neighbor right now. One of these answers should be crossed out. Tell your neighbor which answer should be crossed out. Right now, talk and decide what answer is bad. What answer is bad? Do you know which answer is bad? Okay, so look at this. If I plug in 3 plus 1, that's okay. Or 3 minus 1, that's okay. 3 minus 2, that's okay. 3 minus 2, still okay. 3 minus 1, that's okay, right? But watch what happens when I plug in 2. 2 minus 1, that's okay. 2 minus 2, 0. Does that make sense? The minute I get a 0, bad answer. Did you guys get that 2 is bad? Aaron, are you cool why you know 2 is bad? Yeah, for real? Yeah. Why is 2 bad? Because if I plugged in 2, watch what, let me show you what bad answers would be. If I plugged in 1, 1 would be bad, but that's not one of my choices. If I plugged in 2, 2 would be bad. Ooh, that is one of my choices. And look over here, it's 2 and 1 again, right? So I can already know what my bad answers are before I start and then just watch for them. Or I can wait till I'm done and just check. Yes. Well, here's what. On the what? That's x minus 1, x minus 2, x minus 1, x minus 2. Do you see what I'm saying? So do you have to use this? No, use that guy. Yeah. And since it's the same, I was cool. Okay. Here's what. One more time with a little bit of, Abigail's watching me. This is Algebra 1. And I'm going to tell you, this is pretty badass. So here's what I'm looking for. You have 25 minutes. I'm going to ask you to get 5 of these done. I'm going to give you all a piece of paper. If you think that you may want to go on to calculus next year and bypass college pre-calc, remember this is high school pre-calc, but if you think you want to jump over college pre-calc and go straight to calculus, and that's an option, I would really like you to try maybe 6, 7, 8, 9. They're badass problems. Like, again, though, to be fair, I gave these to 14-year-olds in the 80s because that's what we did to them. So, but then I gave them a lot to my Algebra 2 trig kids when I taught Algebra 2 trig. If you're thinking, no, Miss T, I just need the basics. I just need to be solid on the basics. Then I'm cool with 1 through 5. Maybe you can try 6. If you want to do the whole thing and get the joke, what you do is you find your answer down here and cross it off. What's left is the joke. But in A period, kids were trying to do the joke, and they're like, they didn't get it. You cross off the right answers. So it's your choice. I'm going to give you a piece of paper to do it on here. I'd like you to do 5 before you leave. Like, I'm going to hassle you because I want you to walk out with no homework. Is that cool? Except if you're thinking you might go to calc, I need you to try the harder ones. You only have to do 4 of them. And I'm going to give you some paper in just a second. Will you hand one piece out, everybody? And I am going to check off the green one from last night. I feel okay. So it's really important because it makes it hard for you. You know what I mean? If you can watch the video before you come in, it means that you don't lose 2 days for something. Because now you're a little confused, you know what I mean? But you watch it, even if you're not great at it, then when you come back and I go on, it's like, oh, I'm not totally wrong, right? That's how you do it. They're 20 minutes. It's not like you have to watch an hour. You guys are lost. I would like you to maybe try 2 of the easier ones. And if you think you might be shocked this year, you should have right? But I'm not lying. Those things they're over there.
Yeah. Why?
If you think that's something hard,
I've never seen any. No, just like, you always see it.
oh, and you
I don't know.
So, I didn't do it. Sorry, because I would
Easy erasing.
I would love you. But I like understanding it.
And I think the left-handed people, right, they erase their right and left.
Oh, yeah, they do, and they get, like, any lefties always have a change.
Really?
Well, except we know it was worse when, oh God, I'm still taking. I do, hold on, I'm still taking 5 and 2.